Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we are going to be talking about Dembele, Joao Felix, and Bernardo Silva. It's a very important day to talk about Dembele today because after hearing the recent news about Dembele, it's showing us again why Dembele is a very important figure in the club. And I'm going to be explaining exactly what I do mean by this in this video here. So if you guys are new here, welcome to this Barcelona family. I'm happy that you guys are here. If you guys also do want to support this YouTube channel, you guys can so by subscribing to the channel and also liking this video. I would really appreciate it. So let's start with Dembele, and again we're going to be discussing another reason on why I think that Dembele should have been one of the captains for Barcelona. Now first of all, one of the reasons is obviously he has been with us for the past 6 years. He's going into his 7th season at Barcelona. He has been with us since 2017, and so he knows the ins and outs of this club, and he's also one of the players that does carry the most experience in European level. And so we have discussed this before, but another reason on why I believe he is like one of the ultimate examples in this club is because of this. It says here, according to multiple sources, that Dembele has turned down a huge offer from Al-Nassr, who is also the exact same club that does have Ronaldo and also signed Brozovic and kept him away from Barcelona. And so that club was offering Dembele a 40 million euro a year contract for a total of 5 years, meaning that they were willing to give him 200 million euros in total to take him away from Barcelona, which is huge. Al-Nassr were also very ready to pay the 50 million euro release clause that Barcelona did hold up, and so they really wanted the Frenchman here. They were willing to spend so much money, just like how they were willing to spend so much money for Ronaldo and for Brozovic. They were also trying to get Benzema. There was also like other examples of them trying to get Mane. They were trying to build a super team, but Dembele was one of those players that rejected this Saudi Arabian team, and so Dembele could have easily left the club. And we know that this agent that Dembele has, he really does favor big moves like this. He could have easily gotten his big commission check after Al-Nassr paid the 50 million euros, but Dembele said, no, I don't think so. I want to stay at Barcelona. I understand that my agent wants this. The Saudi Arabia club also wants this, but I don't want this. And I don't even think Barcelona, my club, does not want this. And so the only thing that was missing in this operation was Dembele's yes, but he rejected the whole deal. And it's showing us, right? It's showing to the world that Dembele is very committed to the club and he wants to bring success to the club more than he wants to bring success to his bank account. So he's not at the moment prioritizing the money. He's prioritizing making a name for himself in top European football. And that is something that we just have to respect. And it's very important to know that we have players like that who are willing to put the badge over anything else. Barcelona only want players just exactly how Dembele is. And I think that what really does help this whole thing and his decision making is that Dembele knows that Xavi needs him. Xavi has said multiple times, I can make Dembele the best right winger in the world. I can make Dembele the best in his position. Dembele is a phenomenal player. Dembele is a world-class player. Dembele this, Dembele that. Xavi has always and will forever praise Dembele because Xavi knows that he is a very different player. You can't really find him anywhere else. Like you can find players like Bernardo Silva, someone like Joao Felix. You can find all of these different type of wingers, even someone like Phil Foden, but not a lot of players play in the exact same way of Dembele. And so we saw how critical and key he was to the squad in the previous season that we have just finished and the season before that. He was showing his best version by bringing so many assists, bringing a lot of goals. And Xavi only wants to continue to work with the player, and I believe that Xavi has communicated this to the Frenchman, and they do have the best relationship. This is why I do say that Dembele will be a starter in that front three as long as he is healthy, and hopefully his body permits that happening, because I just don't want him to experience another injury where it takes him out for about 2 or 3 months. I really don't want to see that. I don't want to see anyone taking Dembele's position in the front three at all. I think that if he's fully healthy and he's committed to his physical health and everything else, I think that he can go for a 20 goal to 25 goal contribution season. That would be amazing. And so hearing that Xavi constantly backs Dembele, he really does appreciate it. And that is why I believe that he does want to stay at Barcelona and give out even more by giving all that he can, bringing in great leadership, communicate more with the youngsters since Dembele is now considered as one of the veterans in this club, and just seeing the way that he does play right. He provides a different form of leadership because of the way that he plays. He inspires the players around him. So I do want to be very grateful and also very thankful for Dembele. If he were to ever see this video, I want to thank him for his sacrifice, for his financial sacrifice, and we wish him good health because he could have easily like left us, and then we're going to be left with dealing with Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Bernardo Silva. Like these are not bad players, right? I think that Rafinha still needs to find his foot. Lamine Yamal is still very young, and we don't even know if we're going to get Bernardo Silva, but that could have been our situation. But again, he decided not to do that. Recently, about 2 days ago, he also said this: Barcelona want to renew me until 2027, and I'm happy over here. I don't want to move anywhere. So it's very good news, and I can't wait to see what Dembele could do for us next season. moving on towards the next operation, and that is about Bernardo Silva and Joao Felix, because we haven't really talked about these two players in the past 4 to 5 days, and you guys want to hear some updates, and I understand that. So let's talk about the recent updates of the two players. And it says here that if Barcelona are able to make one last big effort to strengthen the squad, the player would be Bernardo Silva, not Joao Felix. He is the priority. There is total consensus regarding him, and he wants to join as well. So the whole idea is to bring in Bernardo Silva. That is the main objective. If they get him, they will certainly not get Joao Felix. And so it continues to say here that on the other hand, Joao Felix is not a priority, and Barcelona were in fact surprised by his latest statements. There is no consensus at the club regarding Joao Felix, and Xavi does not see a place for him in the Barcelona squad. And then as we continue here, Mundo continues to claim that if Barcelona find enough financial fair play margin, they will go for Bernardo Silva. After that, if more forwards leave and more margin is generated, then they can go for Joao Felix. This is something for the very end of the window when Atletico Madrid could be desperate for his exit. So again, it's always a possibility, and this is why I did say in the previous videos, Joao Felix is just an idea in the club. Like, yes, he can fit at the club, but he is not a priority. Xavi Hernandez wants to make the signing of Bernardo Silva a priority, maybe sign another right back, which could be Cancelo. And then once we do have those deals locked down, then we can think about and see whether we can afford and whether there is space for Joao Felix. And so he is in the conversations, but he's not really thought about a lot, like if you were to compare him to Bernardo Silva and Cancelo. We also do have Fernando Polo, who is very close to Xavi Hernandez. He has stated that Barcelona's priority is an interior and not a forward like Joao Felix, who doesn't stand out for his defensive work or pressing, which is essential for Xavi. Deco and Mateo Alemán have already let Jorge Mendes know this. Joan Laporta's priority is also Bernardo Silva, so everything does point towards Bernardo Silva and nothing more. The brother of Joao Felix wanted to back him by saying that he deserves to go to Barcelona and whatever, but this is what he said about 24 hours ago. My brother has been very brave. I don't remember any player showing such obvious love for a club. He has already said he wants to join FC Barcelona. So you can see that in a way they're trying to force this whole move, right? Like, this whole thing is just it's a way to put pressure on Atletico Madrid and to put pressure on Barcelona. I think that Jorge Mendes does have something to do with this, because we already have Joao Felix himself and the brother trying to say that he is meant to go to Barcelona, which is why I just think that they're trying to create something here. They want to create more tensions and more opportunity for Joao Felix himself. And so in the end, I can understand why Xavi Hernandez is prioritizing Bernardo Silva. If you look at one of the reasons on why he has been so praised by the coach is his counter pressing. Usually when Bernardo Silva loses the ball or he misplaces a pass, he immediately gets it back and then tries to create an opportunity. Like, usually when Bernardo Silva gets the ball back after he does lose it and the opposition is going on to attack, that is one of the best ways you can punish the opposition, is by them not being in their best defensive shape, which is why you do see here against Arsenal that once he does regain the ball back, he passes it immediately to Erling Haaland, where Arsenal opened up space accidentally because they did not expect to have them lose the ball so quickly, because Bernardo Silva is very aware and he's very focused and he knows exactly where the ball is going to go next, which is why he's so good at counter pressing and is able to punish the opposition. This is something that's very, very admired by Xavi, and this is also something that Joao Felix cannot do. And I was also looking at the defensive stats to see if this was all true. Like, many are saying that Joao Felix is not great defensively and that he doesn't really put any work off the ball. And I was looking at the stats, and yeah, it is true. Like, if we look at the successful defensive actions per 90, Bernardo Silva has 6.82 successful defensive actions per 90, and Joao Felix has 3.64. If we look at the overall defensive duels per 90, Bernardo Silva has 5.16, Joao Felix has 3.89. If we also look at the sliding tackles per 90, Bernardo Silva again beats Joao Felix because he has 0.77 and Joao Felix has 0.59. And then we look at the shots blocked per 90, again Bernardo Silva beats Joao Felix by literally almost a full number. Bernardo Silva has 0.15 and Joao Felix has none. He blocks no shots, which is crazy to me. So that's basically going to be the analysis of these two players. Again, I can see why Xavi does prefer Bernardo Silva, because he is just the most superior player compared to Joao Felix. And that is going to be the latest regarding all of these players with Dembele, Joao Felix, and Bernardo Silva. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.